Every leader pays a tax. Some leaders pay it up front with focus. Other leaders pay it later with failure. You're paying it in missed goals, low accountability, slow hires, wasted meetings, and that one guy on your floor that you know should have been gone at least 6 months ago. Listen, the leadership tax is real, and the ones who win are the ones who pay it early, not often. I'm Chris Hunsicker, and welcome to the Dealership War Room, where today we're going to dive into probably the most important tax audit you've ever done, and I call it the leadership tax audit. The leadership tax, it's the price you pay for every decision you avoid, every conversation you delay, and every process that you never get dialed in. There's the emotional tax, right? Burnout. There's the time tax, babysitting team members. And then there's the results tax, missed goals and lost margin. You know right now that underperformer on your team that you've been meaning to coach or move on from for 6 months. And you know that he's costing you way more than his paycheck because you're either paying upfront in focus or downstream in chaos. Let's take a look at the 5 invisible leadership taxes that you may be paying right now. And let's do a tax audit on your leadership taxes and get these things back in line. Number 1 is I'll handle it myself tax. You're working harder than anyone on your team. Every time a problem comes up, you're the one who solves it. Everybody's got a monkey on their back and they're all looking for you to give them the monkey. You're the one that's going to take it. Why haven't you trained them well or trusted them deeply? Let's look at the first tax, the I'll handle it myself tax, because no one can do it better than you. And you don't want to delegate it. You don't want to move on. You just take it on and they might not do it right. We need extra focus today. And man, we haven't sold a car yet today. So I got to get in there and do it. I'm just going to handle it myself. You're working harder than anyone on your team. Now the question, why haven't you trained them? Or better yet, why don't you trust them more deeply? Because until you do, you're going to keep paying that tax. Number 2, the avoid hard conversations tax. And this is a very real tax. That behavior that you're tolerating, it's costing you your culture. Because at the end of the day, culture is what you create or what you allow. Number 3 is the no clarity, just hustle tax. And this one's insidious. You're sprinting with no plan. You're burning energy, but you're not building momentum. Number 4, the I can't find good people tax. And oh my goodness, this is a big one. Are you really recruiting? Do you spend every single day making sure that you're recruiting for the next person to deepen your bench, for the guy that you know that's going to quit anyway? Or are you just wishing that you finally got some people that are going to stay and maybe all of Gen Z will suddenly massively change their mind and decide that they want to work hard and stay longer? That's a great plan. You go ahead and keep paying that tax. And number 5, the we'll get to that later tax. Let me tell you, this is worse than the death tax. And here's why. Later is always expensive. Later is stressful. And later is how things fall apart. All right, let's flip the script and learn how to pay up front. Because great leaders, they prepay the pain. They coach early. They fire fast. They install process. And they align and realign every single day. So here's my question. Which tax are you sick of paying? Because that's your leverage point. That's where things break or they break through. You've had a chance to listen. Now decide and lead. All week, I've been talking to you about different names of people that are going to pop into your head that you think might need the podcast. Today's the day we're going to do something about it. In about an hour, you're going to get a text from me and it's going to have a link to subscribe to the podcast. Please, that person you've been thinking of that you know could benefit from this podcast, please share it with them from your heart. And let's go ahead and share what works instead of constantly complaining about what doesn't. So please go out there, pay the right tax, and I will see you tomorrow in the Dealership War Room.